Hey there, folks. I'm OG Junkyard, and last night I botched a charity stream. I feel bad just saying this, but last night I raised $41 in 3 hours for a charity stream. Previously, I had raised $1,622 in 4 hours. Like a month ago, I raised $1,500 plus over the course of a weekend in 12 hours. As you can see, that $41 is like a real stiff kick in the balls. So I decided to record this video so you don't make my same mistakes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you in this video how to raise more money and not break all the rules like I did last night so that your charity events are as successful as possible. And here's 20 ideas, 20, I don't know. But before we get to those ideas, I want you to remember these general guidelines. More eyes equals more money. Ask for what you want. Stick to what your community is used to, and ask your friends and communities to help. To kind of go into the guidelines a little bit, more eyes, more money is pretty straightforward. But if you're trying to raise money for charity, regardless of what it is, what time of year it is, what you're streaming, the more people who are watching your event, your charity event, the more people who can potentially donate. If you are bringing in raids, if you are bringing in people from your other communities, let's say you've got a really strong Discord community and you've got a so-so Twitter community, and you've got 5 followers on Instagram, and you're doing a charity stream on Twitch, bring all of them to your charity stream and make it happen. Ask for what you want. If you're not asking for donations, if you're not asking for raids, if you're not asking for people to retweet or send your message out, it's not going to happen. People aren't going to know about it. As we get into these specific ideas, it's going to embellish on a lot of these general guidelines. Stick to what your community is used to. Last night, I played a game that is a dead category on Twitch during my charity event. There was literally one other person who was streaming it, and that's not what my community watches. They watch me play Dark Souls and Bloodborne and Demon Souls and like really hard games, like Getting Over It. And I played this game that had recently come out because I thought people were streaming it, and it turns out nobody was. And I made a huge mistake. I had like 18 people watching my stream, and the other stream had 2. So a total of 20 people were watching that category. Regardless, stick to what your community is used to so that you can just layer this charity event on, and things are, for the most part, normal. Ask your friends and communities for help. So if you aren't asking, you aren't getting. Remember that. That's going to be a recurring theme throughout all the specific ideas. But if you are not asking your friends and communities and other people you know, and your coworkers and your parents and this, that, and the other, if you aren't asking people, people aren't going to come. People aren't going to donate. And people aren't going to help out. Let's get into the specific ideas. And I'm going to, a lot of it's going to come back to the general guidelines. But here are 20 specific ideas to help you raise more money for charity. 1, ask for donations. It's obvious, but people have a really hard time asking for money. This is why this is suggestion number 1. Ask for donations. If you are not asking, people aren't donating. Push for it. Do the used car sales guy with oil slick back hair and get a little bit dirty about it. Make it fun. I was telling people I was going to sell the neighbor's cat. I mean, I was selling the shirt off my back. I was doing everything in my power to make those donations happen. And please make it happen. Like, ask for it. Push for it. Do what you can. Make it funny. Call it out. Say, hey, you're here. You're watching a charity stream. I hope you are donating money or bringing more people in here and get it done. We need to raise money for charity. Let's make it happen. And have some energy when you talk about it. Don't just be like, hey, can you donate? The enthusiasm I've got, the energy I've got right now, that is how you should be asking for those donations. Kind of amp your normal energy level up a notch, and then push for those donations. Number 2, promote the hell out of the event in the days and weeks and potentially month leading up to it. As soon as you know that date, promote the hell out of the event. If you stream 4 days a week, you better have 5 days worth of promotion during those streams to make sure everybody knows. You better be talking about it constantly. You're going to be so sick of a successful charity event that you never want to talk about a charity event ever again. But that's what it takes. Your community needs to know what's going on. They need to know how they can help. Promote the hell out of it. Tell them every 15 minutes on stream. Have it in your titles. Bot commands and all that stuff. Tell them on Twitter. Tell them on Instagram. Tell them on Discord. Tell them on TikTok. Tell them on snail mail. Send them smoke signals. Do whatever you gotta do. But tell them that you are doing a charity stream and you want them to be there. Remember those Uncle Sam posters? I want you. Say it would really mean a lot to me. Idea number 3, have exclamation charity and exclamation donate commands before, during, and after the event. Exclamation charity and exclamation donate command before the event. You aren't asking for donations at that point in time. Like say, hey, this is when we are doing the charity event. So give them an idea. I am doing a charity event on March 23rd. This is what we'll be playing. This is what we are raising money for. And this is how you can help. This is another way of promoting before the event. During the event, change that charity and donate command up. Literally say, here's where you donate. Boom, there's the link. That's it. Idea number 4, put your donation commands in your stream title. Make sure your mods know. Make sure, they know what the money is going towards. Tell all your communities that you are doing this charity event, what the commands are, how to donate. Makes it really easy to see. And it's really, really helpful for people who may not have seen you before, but are checking out your stream because you've got an increased view count. If you're normally streaming to 20, you might have 60 people in there and you're higher up in the category, and they'll check your content out for the first time. And they know you're a cool person because you're raising money for charity. And if it's the content that you normally stream, they might just smack that follow button or even subscribe. And that's a great side bonus. Idea number 5, set up chat message timers during the event to promote donations. And what this means is if you end up getting a bunch of raids and you've got increased view counts, chat could get going really fast. And if they don't regularly see that donation thing, they're less likely to donate. Remember, ask for what you want. If you want donations, if you want raids, if you want whatever for this charity event, make it happen. And chat message timers are another way to really push for those donations. So I would say limit it to one specific chat message timer. And then you've got to kind of gauge it. You want chat to not feel pestered about it by a bot. So you got to play with it. It's something you're going to screw up. It's something you're going to get right if you do it right. Like if you say like, okay, we've got a couple hundred people chatting, people are, that thing's going. Or if you got like 5 people and it posts once an hour, that's fine. But make sure people see it on a regular basis. Make sure they are asked for donations. Idea number 6, celebrate every single donation that comes in. If you don't celebrate every single donation comes in, people are like, oh, great, I donated money. I guess they don't really care. They may not actually say that outright, but if you say, hey, Bob Smiley, thank you so much for that $2 donation. It's really, really tremendous. And it means a lot to me. That brings us closer to our next goal. And if they've got a message attached to it, read that message out loud. If it's funny, you'll laugh. If, it's sincere everybody will know. Thank every single person, regardless of how big or small the donation is, for their support. You're naturally going to have like a different reaction whenever somebody donates, like, let's say $200 versus $2, but thank every single person sincerely for every single donation that comes in, regardless of how big or small it is. Have incentive goals. This is idea number seven. Number seven. Number seven. Have incentive goals for donations, for raids, for tweets and retweets. Total number of people coming in through raids, total number of donations you received. Incentive goals are a great way for people to feel like they are earning something, that they're building something. And the reason why I call out incentive goals, not just for donations, but for raids and for like retweets and stuff like that, is if you have goals for this, people who may not have financial resources but may have communities of their own might bring those people in. Ask people that are watching your stream, say, hey, do you know anybody who's about to end stream? If so, can you ask them to potentially raid me? We're raising money for blah 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 charity, and it would really mean a lot to me. Tell them before the event to go out to their communities and say, like, hey, if you're ever looking for raid ideas, I know somebody who's about to have a charity event on so and so date. I know we normally end whenever they're streaming, so would you be open to raiding them? Idea number 8, which is ask your community for help. Send your Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube communities to your Twitch stream or Mixer stream or wherever it is you're streaming, and get them to help you. And if people seem excited about it, ask them. Say like, hey, really looking forward to it. Great. Can you also help me? Would you be open to helping me? If so, tell the other people that you're following and that you're community members with to help me and raid me or share this message or retweet it or whatever. Ask your communities for help if you are having trouble coming up with goals. So goals, like whenever you're coming up with a list of donation goals, and you're coming up with a list of raid goals, and you're coming up with a list of like retweet goals, it can get overwhelming. You want people to have a variety of ways to support you, to help you, to bring people in. I would say like with the retweet goals, you want to kind of set a deadline before. You want to kind of cut that off at a certain point. I wouldn't like make it go until like after the fact, because if you're still getting retweets and that kind of stuff, and you haven't kind of like put a end on it, people won't know during the stream that they've unlocked something in that kind of thing. But especially with the retweets, say if we get this many retweets before the event, then, you know, blah, blah. If we get this many retweets during the event, then blah, 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 blah. These are the goals for that. 9, share your incentives before the event. If you are a wimp when it comes to hot sauce and you're doing, you know, spoonfuls of Tabasco or Dave's, Dave's Insanity or whatever it is. I had a Choco Challenge incentive, spicy chocolate infused with the Black Reaper pepper. I had that as like an incentive goal and that kind of stuff. Like if you're a guy and you're open to, who doesn't normally like wear makeup, and you're willing to let your partner like put makeup on you or whatever. Like if you're struggling with ideas, like ask your community. Say like, I'll do Twitch things. I hate karaoke. I never want to do karaoke. And one of my raid incentive goals for the stream where I did $1,622 in 4 hours was if I got 5 raids, I would do an hour of Twitch sings. And I hated it. But I did it because we were raising money for charity. And more eyes, more money. Remember that. More eyes, more money. That's one of the general guidelines. That's a recurring theme for a reason. 10, have mystery incentives. I have a tattoo. I legitimately got a tattoo because we raised $1,500. It was my first charity event ever. And I had no clue how much money. And I figured, no, we would never hit it. But I now have a tattoo for the charity event whenever we raised $1,622 in 4 hours for To Write Love on Her Arms. There it is. There it is. Anyway, I got that tattoo for that event, and it's a lot of ink. It's on the rib cage. Took a while to heal, but that was my top dollar, $1,500 mystery goal. Some people had already guessed that it was a tattoo pretty early on, but they didn't know what it was. Tip number 11, do dollar for dollar matching. So how this works is I will match every dollar that is donated up to $300, or during this hour-long segment, or during this stream. And the idea there is people double their money. And I have done this, and it has worked out really, really well. I've also seen other streamers do this, and it's worked really, really well for them. It's encouraged bigger donations. It's encouraged more donations. It has caused people who wouldn't normally donate because they feel like they're getting more bang for their buck. Tip number 12, idea number 12 is ask for raids, retweets, etc. before and during the event. Now, I'm going to really focus on the raids. And the way I go about doing this for successful events is I ask people who are bigger than me, smaller than me, about the same size as me. I ask them via a DM, either on Twitch or Twitter or Discord or wherever they're at. I say, hey, I'm doing this charity event. Would you be willing to raid me since you tend to end during my time slot? And what this does is, if you're asking people who are bigger than you, let's say you have 20 concurrent or you got 5 concurrent, and you know somebody who has 100, and you ask them for a raid, and you're a well-known member of their community, they're more likely to say yes. It is no skin off their shoulder. It like literally is just them typing /raid, your name at the end of their stream. All those people get sent to you, and now you've got another 20, 50, 100, 1,000 people watching your stream to raise money. It's great. It's really, 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 really helpful. That's how we got $1,622 in 4 hours. And that's how I did not get, that money last night whenever I raised $41. I didn't ask for any of this. And I feel really bad because I know how to do this and I didn't do it, and the results showed. One thing to note is whenever you are going to ask a streamer to raid you, do not ask them in their chat while they're streaming. That's a huge no-no. Unless they are really good friends of yours, don't do it. Because if they feel uncomfortable or they don't want to do it for whatever reason, you're putting them into a corner, and now you've kind of poisoned the well, for lack of better words. But if you say like, hey, do you mind if I send you a DM about something I'm working on? And they'll usually say no, like go ahead, whatever. Or like, I don't check my DMs, or here's how to get in touch with me, blah, 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 blah. And then you say, hey, I'm working on this charity event. This is when it is. This is what we're doing it for. It would really mean a lot to me if you could raid my stream during this charity event. Would you be willing to do that? And then if they want to know more about the charity, link them up to it. If they want to see your list of donation incentives, that could be a really great way for them to get their communities excited about you during your charity event. If they're sharing the donation or raid incentives and the crazy antics you're going to do on your stream during this charity event, that way. Tip number 13, keep people updated on your goals, where they're at. Tell them, we've currently received $50 and we've just unlocked this incentive where I do a spoonful of hot sauce, or I drink pickle juice or whatever. We're $2 away from our $100 goal where I put on a wig for the rest of the stream. Keep people updated on your goals. Track the goals and the things that unlock those goals. So if you want raids, send the troops out to get more raids, and that kind of thing. If you want DMs, say, hey, I'm about to, or retweets, I'm about to put out a tweet on Twitter right now. Let's see how many retweets we can get in an hour, and we can unlock this set of goals. And as people unlock things, update people on that. Celebrate their success. It's not your success, it's their success. They have come together to make things happen. So celebrate their success. One thing I would say about the monetary support goals or the raid goals is have a actual browser tab open for that and make it so that whenever they unlock those, it's easy to track. Tip 14, gamify your fundraising and have tiers of goals. So this is a little bit different than having goals. This is a tier of blocks of goals. So for example, let's say you originally start off your charity stream with a $500 Tiltify goal. You're like, oh man, like we just hit it like 2 hours into an 8-hour stream, the $500. And so you bump it up, but all of a sudden in your back pocket, you whip out a whole new set of goals. And you say, well, I've been thinking about this, and here, like, I think we might have some more goals if we raise it to $1,000. And here's, donation incentives or raid incentives or whatever it is for this set of goals. And they're more ridiculous things. Now you're doing Twitch things for 2 hours. Now you're doing, now you're wearing the wig for the remainder of the month on all your streams, whatever it is, that kind of thing. Give them tiers of goals, and tiers could be like $0 to $500, $500 to $1,000, $1,000 to $1,500. Tip 15, turn off your personal commands for tip and donate. So you don't confuse people who are trying to donate. This is actually one thing that happened to me during a tournament weekend whenever we were raising money for Save the Children. What happened was I had switched over from Streamlabs to Stream Elements a few months prior, and I didn't have a donate or tip command on Streamlabs. So what happened was whenever I got over to Stream Elements, it had that by default turned on. And so whenever I had a donation command, _donate, it not only popped up the custom command I had to donate to the charity, it also popped up my donation link that I didn't even think I had set up. So turn off any personal tip or donate commands so that people don't get confused and so they donate to the right thing. 16, remind people. Idea number 16 is remind people of what they are about to unlock as soon as you hit one goal. So let's say you've got a $50 goal and the next one unlocks at $75. As soon as they hit that $50 goal, say, hey, we just hit the $50 goal and we're about to get to it. But just so you guys are thinking about it, we've got a $75 goal that's XYZ. As you inch closer and closer and closer to those goals, make sure you're reminding people of what they're going to unlock. They might see it on stream, but if, let's say they're in the middle of cooking or whatever, and they really want one specific goal, and they want to feel like they made that goal happen, they might have you on in the background, may not be paying total attention. But if you are saying that you're getting close to that goal, they might be inclined to toss in the money needed to make it happen. All right. Idea number 17, ask for more donations when you get a donation. So this kind of comes back to idea 16, which is remind people what they're about to unlock, but literally say like, hey, Joe donated $1. Thank you so much, Joe. It really means a lot today. And remember, if you're just like Joe and you don't, and you want to donate $1, that is really, really appreciated. No amount is too small or too big. Every single dollar or penny or whatever is appreciated. I know that there was one charity event that I've watched where two people kept donating. One person was really insistent on it being like a round number, so like $571, and one person was really insistent on it not being a round number. And so they would donate like 63 cents, 52 cents, 21 cents. And what would happen is one person would donate and the other person would donate. And I think at the end of it, like they both had donated over $60. It's a great way to encourage more donations. Idea number 18, thank people when they donate and after the fact. It's really easy to not see the donations, But if you have a donation, like a browser tab open with the list of donations, it's a whole lot easier for you to thank people when those donations come in. It is a really good idea to go back after the fact, and if you can find those people, if they're regular members of your community, or they came in with a raid, or they were on Twitter, thank them tremendously for their support, regardless of how big, how small. For me, a lot of times whenever I'm thanking people, it's just a simple like little video I record. It's like 20 seconds long, post on YouTube, send them the link through like a DM or whatever, and they're really grateful. Tip number 19, remind people that every dollar, pound, yen, peso, ruble, whatever helps, and no matter how small the donation is, it is greatly appreciated. Now this one's a twist, because you just heard me mention dollar, pound, yen, peso, etc., etc., etc. You can take donations in multiple currencies, in a lot of these platforms. So even if they are not in your country, or they use a different form of currency, they can still donate, and remind people of that fact. Thank them, call them out. Hey, we've just received a donation from Great Britain or the UK or whatever, or Japan or Taiwan or whatever. Thank you so much for that. It really means a lot to me. Tip number 20, help others with their charity events. This is a goes around, comes around type thing. Karma. If you are helping people with their charity events, you can go ask for more aggressive help on your charity events. Had a charity event that I was a part of previously, where we raised $1,622 in the course of 4 hours. I offered my help to the charity event organizer and other people as well who helped me. I said, hey, if you are ever raising money, I rated a streamer who at the time raised money every single month for charity. I rated him so that he could get money for his charity events. Help others with their charity events, and they're more likely to help you with yours. Once again, this has been 20 specific ideas to help you raise more money for charity, and I will have a Google Doc in the description below. But like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this comment, and I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. I hope your charity events are much more successful, and we'll see you another time. Thanks for watching.